Hi, my name's Erica and welcome to my channel, or welcome back, and I just want to wish you from the bottom of my heart a very happy National Banana Day. Now, if you did not know that today, April 16th, was National Banana Day, you are not alone. I had no idea either until I was just doing a brief Google search of some of those random national days to see what we might be able to celebrate together here on this channel, and I was super excited when I saw April 16th is indeed National Banana Day. And if you watched my 25 things I want to make in 2025 video, you might remember I wanted to make this jumbo Catnana pattern by Simply Rose by Rosalie on Etsy. And so I thought, what better day to make that than today? I'm also ready to go and celebrate this day with my butter yellow shirt, and I have pulled together some fun facts about bananas that I will share with you guys once we get moving and grooving on the pattern. But today's video is mostly just going to be a chill, crochet along, hangout, with some fun facts sprinkled in there about one of my favorite fruits, actually. Before we get started working on the pattern, I do need to purchase it, but I did stop and grab a few skeins of yarn for this pattern. If you watched my video where I unboxed my 20-pound mystery box of yarn, you know that I probably should not be purchasing any more yarn. I need to go on a yarn diet, a yarn ban, call it whatever you want. I just need to not buy any more yarn. But unfortunately, my mystery box did not have the colors that I needed for this project, and I just really wanted to get like this number 7 jumbo weight yarn to make this Catnana even bigger than it would have been. I want it to be a jumbo Catnana pattern. So I ended up purchasing the Sweet Snuggles yarn, and I love working with this yarn when I want my project to come out a little bit bigger. I've used it for turtles in the past. So I got it in yellow, and then I got it in this warm white color. And I'm just realizing that I don't have any in black, but I will figure out how to make do with like the Bernat blanket or the Premier Parfait Chunky that I do have on hand. But I have my yarn and I just need to purchase the pattern now, and then we will get started on working this pattern up together. And then once I get to a point where it's kind of mindless, I will take a break and start telling you guys about the fun facts that I pulled, because I think you're going to want to hear these. They're pretty interesting. Who knew bananas could be so interesting? So I've tried to start making my magic knot a few times, and my magic circle a few times, and I am just remembering that my first plushie I ever made with this like bigger yarn was Crochet by Jenna's turtle pattern, and I remember wanting to work with this yarn specifically and getting so frustrated with trying to make the magic circle because this yarn is so finicky when it comes to making the magic circle. And there's a few things that I tried that worked well for me. I don't have the same problems now that I've worked with this yarn more and I've become a little bit more skilled and I know how to kind of work with it. But one thing that really worked for me was working with a yarn that was a similar color. Actually, I'll just link the video down below that I used for getting started with the magic circle on this yarn, just in case you're somebody that's had a lot of trouble with it yourself too, because I remember that made me just want to quit right away. I just wanted to quit, but I'm glad I didn't. Doing a quick check-in, I finished working up the face piece, and it's a lot smaller than I thought it would be, honestly, but my tension is looking pretty uneven using a 7mm hook, and I'm running into some similar issues as I did with the yarn in my mystery box. Now, I've worked with Sweet Snuggles, but it has been some time, so maybe back then I just didn't really notice it, but I'm noticing that it's a little bit grippy. My hook is squeaking a bit, so I think I'm gonna go up in size to an 8, but I'm also gonna try out a tip that many of you guys left me in the comments on my last video or 2 videos ago where I did the mystery box yarn, and that is to use a metal hook. Luckily enough, the only metal hook I own is this 8mm hook, so let's try this out to see if it's any less grippy. Okay, I'm back. I've not gotten very far. I ended up trying out my metal hook, and I don't know what it is about this one, but I just don't like how it's feeling. It might just be because I'm so used to the clover hooks, and the handle is very different on this one, so it's making it hard for me. But I will say, like, the metal was gliding for sure. I was just having a hard time for some reason maneuvering it into my stitches. So I think this is a good hack. I'm just gonna have to have my eyes peeled for some different metal hooks. If you have any recommendations, please let me know. The other hack that somebody mentioned in the comments was, because I'm still having the squeaking, I've reverted back to my clover hook, to rub a dryer sheet on your hook. So I'm gonna try this out. You guys had so many good tips. So let's see if this one works, and we can do a few on camera together actually. Oh my gosh. Wow, the squeaking is actually gone. That's a great tip. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this one up and then we'll compare the sizes between the 7 and the 8 hook before we decide which one we actually want to use for the rest of the plushie. Although, just initial reactions, I'm thinking that it's gonna be the 8. Here's the 2 finished side by side. I mean, there's really not that much difference between the 8 and the 7, although I do feel like my tension does look a lot better on the 8mm hook, so that's what we're gonna go with. I did end up using that dryer sheet hack, like I said. It did get squeaky again by the end of the last round, so I don't know if I just have exceptionally squeaky yarn. We're gonna see if the yellow is doing the same thing as the white, but I'll keep you guys posted. But initially, the hack definitely does work, and I think though ideally if you can get a metal hook, that is probably the way to go, because then you don't have to continue to rub your hook with anything. I have plugged it before, but I will plug it again. The Crojo Mojo Safety Eye Jig truly is amazing, especially when it comes to getting your synchro eyes or safety eyes in with this giant plush yarn. And it does take quite a bit of like manpower, but I would not be able to get these eyes into this yarn without this jig. So highly recommend, not only for synchro eyes but also for standard safety eyes. I saw when I bought it that it said this one was only for safety eyes, but I mean only for synchro eyes, but it works for me with the safety eyes as well. So love that tool very much. So I'm taking a break on my project, and this is where I'm at right now. It is turning out really cute. I can't wait to see how big it turns out. I'm really sorry about the lighting in here. It's getting dark and I know it's not the best, but hopefully it's not too disruptive. But I thought it would be fun to take a little bit of a break and go over those fun facts that I mentioned that I researched earlier. I have 5 different fun facts, and I don't know about you, but I have not took it upon myself to go do some Google research on what kind of facts are out there on bananas, and I was kind of surprised with what I found. So the first one is that bananas are actually considered berries botanically, whereas strawberries are not. Now, what defines a berry in a botanical sense is that they develop from a single flower and they contain seeds within their flesh. So the seeds are inside of the banana. And the reason that strawberries are not considered a berry botanically is because they develop from multiple different ovaries and their seeds are on the outside of the fruit. So the more you know. From a culinary sense, of course, strawberries are still considered a berry, just not botanically. Number 2, and this one blew my mind, is that there are over 1,000 different varieties of bananas, and we only eat one here in the United States, and that is the Cavendish banana, but there are at least 999 other types out there. I've had plantains before, but there are also red bananas, burro bananas, and then there's one called the Blue Java ice cream banana. And this banana gets its nickname because apparently the inside has a similar consistency, texture, and flavor to a vanilla ice cream. I'm so eager to try that. I don't know where I can get my hands on it. Sounds really good though. So number 3 is that bananas can actually boost your mood. They contain the amino acid tryptophan, and that amino acid can be converted later into serotonin, which is the happiness or feel-good hormone. So next time you're feeling down, maybe grab a banana. The 4th fact is that banana peels can shine leather for you. So if you have leather shoes or purses or anything like that. Now, I haven't tried this, so try this at your own risk or discretion. But apparently the natural oils and potassium from the banana peel make for a great natural polish. It also says not to use this on unfinished leather and suede though, so you'll want to be careful. If anyone does that or has tried that in the past, let me know. I'm so interested to hear about that. The fifth and final fact is that the world's longest banana split was 4 miles long. It was made in Pennsylvania in 1988 and used over 30,000 bananas. And I'm almost positive that they were all that one banana that we all eat, the Cavendish banana. But how cool would it have been if they sprinkled in a different variety of bananas and used the blue ice cream banana? Then it would have been like ice cream banana inception. Hi, editing Erica here. I realized that this fact is outdated. The longest banana split record was actually broken in Australia in 2017, so not that long ago, and it's actually 5 miles long. So I just wanted to make that correction. Anyway, those are all 5 of the facts. I really hope that you enjoyed this, learned something new. I am by no means a banana expert, just somebody who decided to do some research on bananas for National Banana Day. But with that, I am going to get back to crocheting my project. I'd love to get this finished up tonight. I've made quite a bit of progress here, and I am glad that I purchased this pattern because it looks like it's a pretty simple thing to make, but now that I'm making it, I'm definitely learning some new techniques that I would never have thought of on my own, and so it was good to have this pattern to guide me. I'm gonna start stuffing it now, and I think it'll start to take that banana shape. Okay, I am officially a little frustrated. I just checked the dye lots. I am looking at these 2 yellows, and I can tell that they are quite different, and it's quite noticeable. So I'm gonna go to Michael's and try to see if I can get one of the same dye lot. What a bummer. I'm so far in the project. Otherwise, it just is gonna have to be what it is. But I'm definitely not gonna have enough yarn to finish in this one skein. So we might be going to Michael's, and I might not finish it tonight. And it is what it is. Oh well. I just got back from Michael's, and I ended up finding one that is the same dye lot, but I could already tell when I was in store that the consistency of the yarn is very different from the one that I originally got earlier. The one that I have already crocheted with is almost this like pastel yellow, and the quality is honestly really nice. Like, this is what I think of when I think of Sweet Snuggles. And then I went in store, and this was the closest that I could find. Now, color-wise, when you initially look at it, I mean, yeah, you can see it on camera. One is like pastel and a more pale yellow. The other one is a bit more like a bright yellow, almost like neon-ish. And unfortunately, you can also really tell that the quality is different. This one is much better quality. This one is like almost like shedding. Can you tell? It's a little more stringy. I don't know how quite to describe it, but Michael's, I have a bone to pick with you. This is pretty frustrating, and I know that Sweet Snuggles has had issues, and there have been creators that have flagged these issues. Michael's has said that they're looking into the QA. This is not the first time that this has happened, and it's super frustrating. Now, lesson learned for me, obviously you can't expect whoever's packing your order in store to look at the dye lots or to make sure that the yarns are consistent. For me, I should have looked at the yarn when I came home and made sure that it looked the same before I started on my project, because I just really hope that it's not a super noticeable change in color. I'm pretty disappointed by it, but we're just gonna soldier on. I'm just gonna try to push the perfectionism to the side, even though it is really frustrating, and just hope for the best. I did also pick up the black color while I was there. I know I could have just made do with like sweet, Premier Parfait, Premier Parfait Chunky, or Bernat Blanket, but I thought, you know what, I just kind of want it to be the same yarn through and through, so I ended up picking that up anyways. But let's see how this starts working up, if the color change is noticeable or if I am being overly dramatic, which fingers crossed I am. Okay, I don't mean to be negative, but I just pulled the center out of my skein, and these are just so different. And mind you, I bought these today from the same Michaels, same day, and they're supposedly the same dye lot. But I don't know if you can see on camera, but that quality is just not what I've been working with today. Before I make my official stance on this, let me try changing the color in now because it's time. I have worked a couple of rows with the new one and I don't think it's super noticeable, but I can definitely tell crocheting with it that the quality is just very different. I don't know, it's just not good. I really don't mean to be so negative, Michaels. I love you, but we gotta step it up. This is not good. This is very, very frustrating. Okay, I'm not gonna complain anymore. We're gonna just move forward with it and finish the banana, the Catnana, and I'm sure it'll turn out fine, but it's disappointing. And I'm sure this has happened to you guys before too. It's one of those things where I went to the store, I looked at all of the skeins, and I had hoped I would find one that had similar quality to the first one that I purchased, and all of them looked like this. And in that case, I wish I just would have gotten two that were, in my opinion, poorer quality, so that way at least it was consistent throughout, and not like one way in the first part and then another way in the second part. But yeah, it's frustrating, it's disappointing, but it is what it is, and we're gonna move on. Final check-in for the evening. I am stopping here. This is how it's turning out, and this is where I'm ending for the night. My wrists are starting to hurt. I need a break, but I will pick this back up tomorrow, and we will be done just in time for National Banana Day. Okay, see you tomorrow. Hi, it's the next day and I have my banana kitty almost put together. Look at how huge this guy is coming out. I love the way it's turning out so far, and I do feel like you can see the color change, but it's not super noticeable. Now that I'm looking at all of it together, I am feeling a lot better about my little snafu that I had yesterday. I was obviously pretty frustrated with that, but I did work on all of the little limbs that need to be sewn on, and then the ears, and then I just have to embroider the mouth on or figure out how I'm gonna put the mouth on. It calls for like felt, but I don't think I'm gonna go that route. I think I'll figure out how to just use some regular yarn to do that. You wanna come say hi to the camera? You have some fans. Come here. Okay, come here. Come and say hello to the camera real quick. Say hi, Mr. Moon. Say hi to your fans. Say hi. That's it. That's all you got? Okay, bye. Bye. All right, time to work on sewing. Hi, buddy. He always messes with my freaking skewer sticks and my needle. I use these to keep my project in place when I'm sewing everything on, and he cannot deal with them. Look. Hi! Oh, you're not showing off now, huh? It's confusing because mommy tells you no. Oh my gosh! Okay. Never mind. That was a fun little experiment. We're not going to do that again. But look at how cute this is turning out. It's got the ears attached, and now all it needs is the legs and the mouth. So, so cute! Okay, look at it! Oh my gosh, look at how cool this is turning out. I am in love. I love it, I love it, I love it. It just needs the mouth, the butt. Ah! Sorry. It just needs the mouth and the butt, and then it is done. So cute. I ran into a pickle at the very end, the finishing mile. I've got the face details embroidered on. Everything is sewn on, but I was going to put the mouth on, and I realized that I actually needed felt in order to make it like the W shape like it is in the original pattern. And I was thinking I could just embroider it on like a regular mouth because my skills are not at the point where I can do a W yet. But I don't want to do that. I really want it to look just like the photo because I thought it turned out really, really cute. So I'm gonna go, Moon. He's knocking things over. So I'm gonna go to Michael's one more time to get 1 page of felt to make the mouth. I'm back and I've secured the goods from Michael's. I got a regular felt paper thing, and then I got the like foam pad, and I think I'm gonna try the foam because I think that will be a little bit easier. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Oh, I also got some new scissors because my scissors are awful. I'm using the kitchen shears for the most part, and they're just not good. So I did treat myself to a new pair of scissors. I'm a little bit nervous. Like, I can certainly see the benefit of having a Cricut for this, but I'm gonna just try my best. I need to make it like into a 3 shape for the mouth. So let's try and do that. Ooh, those scissors do cut really nicely. Wow, worth it? Maybe. Whoa, these are sharp. I have tried many different mouths. I have gone through quite a bit of the foam paper here, and this is the one that I think we're going to end up using. It is by no means perfect. It's a little bit jaggedy, but I am really glad that I got these scissors because they made the job a lot easier to do than if I did not have them. For gluing on the face to my banana, I am going to use this Gorilla fabric glue, and I think it will be better than using hot glue. So I'm gonna do that now, and then we will officially be done with the Catnana. I ruined the mouth that I was supposed to use and got frustrated, so I have enlisted some help.
I've had a long day, people. I just want to relax.
Here we go.
And I'm not able to do that until this mouth gets done.
I mean, give me for inspection.
I mean, it's not symmetrical. This piece right here needs to come down a little bit. It's not as tall as... This is too tall.
This is the mouth I'm gonna use. This is the last time I'm gonna do this. I'm going down a path where I'm trying to make it perfect, and it's not happening. So we're gonna just use this one. It's been like over an hour of cutting mouths. This is how many mouths we've tried to cut up so far. It's gonna work. It looks fine. It's gonna look very cute. I'll be honest, I spent much longer on that than I would have liked. It took me longer to do that than I think it did to sew on all of the limbs and the ears, which is saying something. But here's how it ended up looking. I think it looks pretty symmetrical from afar, but if you look at it up close, you will see it's a little bit wonky. And I think I was letting my perfectionism get the best of me, because now looking at it in its finished glory, I do think it's really cute. But that doesn't mean I don't see the benefits of a Cricut, and I might be considering getting one in the future. If you do use them and you have found uses for your crochet projects, please do let me know, because I am heavily considering it after this project. But this is what the final finished plushie looks like. I love the way that this designer made the back curve. It was not a technique that I had ever used before, and I thought it was really clever and easy to follow. And this plushie did turn out pretty jumbo for size perspective. This is me standing up, so it is like a baby plushie. It's not a baby, but like the size of a baby. And yeah, I just really love how it turned out. So I do highly recommend this pattern. It was really easy to follow, good pictures, and all around just a good value for the money that I paid for it. And yeah, I thought that it was a wonderful way for us to celebrate National Banana Day together. So I really hope that you enjoyed this crochet along and some of the fun facts maybe that you learned about bananas today. If you have any other obscure national days that you think we should celebrate together here on this channel, let me know and I will see if we can do that in the future. But I think I'm gonna end this video here. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and I will be back in the future with more crochet related content very, very soon. Thanks, bye!